Inflammation is a common link among the three causing health issues: cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. So cancer, diabetes, heart disease, all of these are things that when you're thinking like, what do I want to avoid in my life? And you look at what is the common link of these, and inflammation is it, and sugar is one of the leading causes of inflammation. It's going to really benefit us to dial back the sugar if for no other reason than to dial back the inflammation in our bodies. A diet that's high in added sugar, it's linked to obesity, insulin resistance, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, high blood pressure. So all of these things are going to be factored in, and these are all connected to a diet that's high in added sugar. We're not even talking about things like our body weight or our cravings or any of that stuff. So I think those are things that you would already have had in your head to begin with. So adding all those other things are just another reason to say, okay, we know that there's no question that dialing back our added sugar is going to help us feel better, help us live better. What's also interesting is that link between added sugar and cancer. And I'm going to link to a podcast that I did with a researcher who has studied specifically the keto diet for cancer treatment. And he's not one who personally was, a big avid keto person himself. It's Dr. Lewis Cantley. So he's a brilliant researcher, one of the leading cancer researchers at Cornell Medical College. So again, I'll link to the podcast with him, but he, in his research in cancer and what's causing cancer and what are the different factors in our body that is influencing cancer cells. One of the things, and it's, as you hear that podcast, if you listen to it, it's complex. It's science heavy. So, but to kind of sum it up, all of our cells need glucose as a source of energy. Glucose is sugar. And our normal cells convert glucose into energy, but cancer cells use a different and faster process to metabolize sugar. And so glucose tests are actually often used to see where tumors are located in the body. And this glucose is labeled so that it can be detected in our body on scans. And then that labeled glucose, so now you can see it on the scan. Where is it going in your body? Because it's labeled. It is then injected into the body, and then it goes to where that tumor site is, because literally the cells are gobbling up that sugar. The sugar is fueling those cancer cells. So knowing this, it makes sense that limiting or basically restricting cancer cells' access to sugar may help cancer treatments be even more effective. And so this is something that Dr. Cantley really walks through with me on the podcast. This is something that is out of my area of expertise. So what I'm sharing with y'all right now, just before this statement and then right after, this is all knowledge that I learned from my conversation with him, from researching it further after that. And so there's a lot of different ways. Dialing back our sugar